Ladies and gamers, welcome to BelleNOiRtv, and you are watching Cast My Game episode 11, a show where we cast your replays that you send us. And why am I using plural today? Because we have a guest caster on the show. It is Wolf!
Hi guys,
Applause!
I'm StarCraft 2 Wolf, and I'm casting with BelleNOiRtv today.
Indeed you are. So it's been quite a while since we had you here on the stream. The last time I think was when we were casting that silly grudge match between Mythology Voctor and his clan leader, right?
Oh, then yeah.
I think that didn't turn out too well for the clan leader, if I remember correctly. At least not the way he expected it to turn out.
I just remember a lot of Widow Mines.
Ah, yeah. That was that silly game on Whirlwind. I think that was that was just
I think they had Widow Mines in every game.
Ah, it is possible. It is possible. So now I have to have everything stuffed on one screen only. So of course I can't be checking the chat while we're casting
I've got the
because yeah, okay. Because
They're asking how you are. How are you?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm flying to Hague in or The Hague in about less than 2 weeks' time to cast the DSCL finals. I'm actually like, you know, when you were a little kid and you like there was your birthday coming, or you are looking forward to Christmas. You mark it in your calendar, and then you like scratch every single day and tick it off. Like only 10 days remaining, only 9 days remaining, and you go like this.
Yeah, I'm going to cast some of the replays for the Dutch StarCraft League.
Oh, gonna be putting it up on your YouTube, right?
Probably.
What's your YouTube?
Yep. Yeah.
What is it?
What is it? Ooh. I think it's StarCraft 2 Wolf 2. I actually don't know because I only uploaded one. Yeah, it's StarCraft 2 Wolf, just like my Twitter. So it's.
Oh, so SC2 Wolf. Okay.
Yeah. For. Yeah, if you're interested, just check this out. I'll post it in the chat.
Okay.
So yeah.
Because for a moment there, it looked like, hello there, StarCraft community. I am a female caster, and I upload videos to YouTube. I would tell you what my YouTube is, but I forgot. But you can check them out if you search for them on Google.
Well, yeah, I only uploaded one video yet, so.
Oh, there will be many more to come. I'm
So.
quite sure of that. Alright, so the replays that we are going to be uploading to my YouTube after this show is finished will be 3 today. We are going to have a PVZ, and then we're going to take a look at 2 PVTs. And yeah, so let's start with the PVZ that we have. This replay was submitted by a player. I will tell you his name after the replay so that you cannot even take a guess who wins this one. This is going to be on Whirlwind, and it's gonna be Seago versus Emperor, Zerg versus Protoss.
Have you heard? Sorry, have you heard anything of the players before? Like, do you know them?
No.
Well, that was simple.
Actually, I don't. One of these guys, of course, submitted the replays for me to cast, so I know one name of these two, but other than that I have no idea who these guys are. So no info and no intel as to their play styles or anything of the sort.
Do you know the win ratios against, like, concerning this matchup?
No, actually, I don't. I was following win ratios quite closely back in Wings of Liberty, but lately it just does not interest me that much. I just tend to watch and focus on the games a little bit more than, you know, being concerned with balance. It just lost its it lost its magic, so to speak. Like before, everybody was, this is unbalanced, this is balanced, and this should be changed, that should be changed. And I don't know. I just lost interest in discussing those sort of things.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know what you mean, but like I think it's good to
get
an idea how
good
this is. I'm lagging, right?
Yeah, I'm lagging as well. So probably you're dragging me down a little bit. Maybe we'll get over it. So here on Whirlwind, top left position belongs to the red Zerg Seago, and his opponent is going to be the blue Protoss Emperor, spawning horizontally from him on the top right position. And you do play Protoss, right?
I do, yeah.
So you should probably know.
Yeah, I'm cheering for the Protoss, obviously.
You're rooting for the Protoss, and you should probably know what the Protoss is doing at this point by getting the gateway on the top of that ramp.
Yeah, like I'm always going for forge fast expand, but I start to learn this gate expanding stuff. Yeah, so yeah, this is quite familiar to me. But then I don't start building up at the ramp. I just build it next to my Nexus. And the Zerg is pretty much going for a hedge first.
Yeah, most Zergs have been doing that as of late. Especially on big maps, it's reasonably safe to go for a hedge first. It allows you to get a quicker economy, and you know, if the Protoss is going for a forge fast expand, then basically all you have to worry about is not getting your natural cannon rushed, and if that doesn't happen, you're pretty much good to go. And after the first Zerglings come out, you can even take a very fast third base. Now, of course, against the gateway expansion, which allows the Protoss to be aggressive way faster towards the Zerg player, or tech faster. As a Zerg, you might want to be taking a faster gas, but at the same time, we do see that there is no gas being taken, no cybercore being built after the gate. So it's just a gateway expand to give the Protoss player a possibility of taking up in case he sees something from the Zerg, which would trigger that. But he decided to go with a Nexus straight after the gate, which means that the cybercore will be timed only 1 minute earlier as opposed to forge fast expand. So not that quick of a pressure nor taking up from the Protoss, but he's boosting out a lot of Zealots.
Yep. So just a question. What about my legs? Are they really bad?
They're gone.
They're gone. Okay.
At least I'm not lagging anymore. So.
Yeah, I lost a bit of the beginning now since I had to fix this. It's still lagging for me.
Oh, a little bit.
Well, if it's not too bad for you, it's alright.
I'll just hiccup here or there. We can live with that.
Yeah, well, so for now, everything's... we don't see so special things, I think. It's just the Zerg is going for third, building up his economy, still not taking any gases, just droning, building some queens.
Yeah, it is very interesting. The Protoss just got 2 Zealots to block that choke point. That's a very queer thing to do. Of course, it will allow you later to move Archons through there, but at the start of the game, I don't really see a reason for doing this. So a little bit of a wonky wall off, a cannon going down, as we can see right now, the Mothership Core popping out. So Emperor probably not going to be aggressive straight up. He's not even getting +1. He is clearing out this Ling at the bottom of the ramp, and actually he is going to go ahead and move out with those 2 Zealots. Now this can be potentially a little bit dangerous for the Zerg player, because
run by just run by killing all the probes off. Yeah, doesn't have any cannons in his mineral line, which wouldn't be even necessary if he wouldn't move out. But I can understand that he wants to check for third. Well, but which confuses me a bit is Forge. Like, I never go that early then for Forge if I go for gate expand. I'm just going for more gates and Stargate or whatever, and then going for Forge later on to protect my mineral line and my wall of them once it's finished. But
Speaking of Stargates, Emperor is getting one behind this little push. Of course, the push is going to be cleaned up very, very easily there, because Sigo very wisely moved 2 of his queens to the 3rd base, knowing that the bases are not connecting with creep yet. And that would, of course, make any kind of defense versus this very common move out with Zeld Mothership Core kind of difficult for him. So, thanks to the help of 2 of those queens, he was able to push that back quite easily. And he's got a lot of Zerglings out on the map as it is. No speed yet, going straight into lair, saving up his gas and getting a Roach Warren just for defensive purposes. Or maybe he wants to pressure the Protoss. I would really doubt that, though, because just because he doesn't have link speed.
Well, what I would like to see is another cannon behind the wall, and he's going for Stargate and for Robo, and he has a forge, and I think he should go for some upgrades. But he's doing like everything at once. I don't know if that's so helpful, since yeah, I'm just happy that he didn't lose his mothership core, because it's building up the energy, and if he would have lost this to the queens, it would be really bad thing, really bad trade.
Yeah. So basically, what Emperor is doing right now is he's going Stargate. He built a couple of Phoenixes. He's not continuing to get more, which is a little bit odd. He keeps selecting the Stargate, but not building anything out of it. Instead, he's going Colossi straight up. He hasn't scouted his opponent yet. He doesn't know what tech he's going for. So this is where the Phoenixes will come in, and they will be extremely useful. 4 Phoenixes can take down a Queen, remember, and a couple of Overlords will go down as well. So he's already starting making use of that. But he really has to check what his opponent is up to.
Yeah,
there's no Hydra Den yet, so...
But he doesn't know that. He doesn't know anything, so he should really get in and just scout a bit more. This is... I don't like that he tries to kill stuff. He just should go scouting, and he could decide what he's building behind it.
Well, I mean, those are 2 things those Phoenixes are, useful for. One is that you can do a little bit of damage towards the Zerg, but really, yeah, that's a great point. He should also go to the main with them and try to, and now he's doing that, so it's a little bit too late. He does see the additional hatchery, he does see the Hydra Den, which was put down a minute ago, so, you're lagging there a little bit. Putting down that RoboBay in advance, way before that Hydra Den even went down, is now going to prove to be very useful for him, as he's getting a 3rd base as well. And now Sigo, he knows, probably knows or expects that, a natural transition from Stargate play is into Colossi.
Yeah.
So he is getting a Spire as well, because he wants to be able to take down those Colossus when they come out. So this is just going to be purely for Corruptors. Let's look at the upgrades, though. We have +1 ranged upgrades for the Zerg, +1 ground attack for Protoss, nothing else.
Well, what these Phoenixes could do right now, instead of just standing there and being attacked by the Hydras, is flying around the map. I always do that when I can't do anything else with it, and having map control in the first place and sniping Overlords all over the map, because you just know that the Zerg's using these to get the map control and stuff, to just know what's going on. Well, we see some Void Rays now as well. This is, I think, quite good against the Roaches. The Colossus that's also pretty good against the Hydras. Yeah, so he's pretty much prepared. I just see these Zerglings scouting for 4th base or hidden one. I'm not sure. But he's going to attack now with the cannons, and this army will keep the Protoss safe, I guess.
So a little bit of a Zergling poke here to the 3rd base. All the Zerglings, of course, die, but Sigo did get a pretty good idea how many Colossi there are. He did see 2 Colossi. He also, what is really important for him to know, he did see 1 Void Ray there. Now, Void Rays en masse are kind of difficult for the Zerg to deal with. You just kind of have to... Either you have to attack before the Protoss gets too many of them, or you have to drag the game out secure a massive economy, get investors out, because you know if this goes into Skytal's Storm later on, or Void Ray's Storm ground army, it's going to be really difficult for the Zerg to beat that army straight up. So basically, what you want to do at that point is make the Protoss attack into you, and not attacking into the Protoss. Phoenixes have been taken out though. I don't think there is a single one remaining out on the map. No, there is not.
Well, which is pretty good to know is the Corruptors are on the way, and well, they're quite enough to take out these Colossi. Although he has 3 already, I missed this the third one at some point. Well, it still looks like he's going for a strong economy build, but the Zerg, I mean, because he's like took just his 4th base and stuff. They're both quite equal, I think, on an economy. Although the Protoss's 4th base was earlier. I'm not sure though. Who do you think has an advantage right now?
Well, there is enough Corruptors to take down Colossi. Almost. Maybe 1 Colossi will be left standing. And if there weren't those Void Rays, I would say, yeah, the Zerg can do something here, even though his army is looking really small. But as it is with those Void Rays, this Zerg army does not stand a chance of beating this Protoss army. We do have an engagement here.
Yeah, the force fields are really nice.
Yeah, really nice force fields holding those Hydras at bay. The Corruptors are trying to snipe as many important units as they can. All the Colossi have been killed, but now they should be retreating because the Void Rays are charged up and they're annihilating the Corruptor count. This is not what the Zerg player wanted. Storm's going down even, helping even further.
I think, yeah, the Protoss managed to defend quite well, although he lost a lot. That's the thing, but he forced the Zerg player to go back and just, yeah, build more army, I guess, because you might be afraid of an engagement from our Protoss here.
Yeah, and he should be afraid, because you know if he just killed those Colossi and kept all those Corruptors alive, that would have been good for him, really good. And then you know just sacrifice the Roaches if they're unable to retreat. But as it is, all those Corruptors died, and guess what? The Protoss army is just going to be growing its Void Ray counts, and once the Void Ray counts gets to really high numbers, it's like that army is very problematic to beat head on. The Zerg.
I just want to point 2 things out. Well, our Protoss, he had really high mineral count, so right now it's alright. It's getting not so much anymore, but he was on quite a lot of minerals for a long time, and the Zerg just took the minerals, like he transferred drones, and we just see, like, he tried to engage, but he didn't because he saw the cannons, so he's trying the other way around. You see the Corruptors going too early. They're just all taken out by the Void Rays, and the 1 Colossi is going down, and the storms are beautiful, so beautiful.
The Zerg army is just dropping in supplies very rapidly here, and you're absolutely right. Those Corruptors, there was like first there were too few of them. Second, they came in too early and from a bad angle as well, or kind of a bad angle. Coming from this side would have been a little bit better protected by that high ground area, so that the ground units would have more problems hitting them. Zerg is trying to establish a 5th base, but the Protoss player Emperor is not going to give him that time. He's attacking straight up before Seago has a chance to remax. He's trying to remax on Hydras. He was trying to make a switch into Ultralisks, but not in time, and a little bit of BM coming out of him. You are good with the attack move like all other games you are playing, and then he just leaves the game, so...
What do you think, you know, this one engagement where the Zerg lost everything? This was really bad for him, obviously, but what should he have done better? Like, not engaging, just staying in his base and waiting? Or engaging, but better? It's easier said than done, obviously, but...
I think, like, for, one thing is he got caught with the force fields there, right? He engaged and he got zoned out with the force field, so a lot of those roaches were trapped in. I think definitely after that part of his army that was in front of the force field got killed, he should have pulled back, and he did that. The biggest mistake he made was he left those Corruptors in there, and he should have retreated those Corruptors the moment they killed off Colossi, or the moment the ground army was retreating as well, because as long as the ground army is engaged with the Zerg ground forces, it's not focusing down the Corruptors, or not as much. Once the ground army engages, all that's left there to fire upon for those Stalkers are the Corruptors. And you know, that's a lot of gas in those Corruptors. Remember, he had like 14 or 18 with them in that fight. If he would have kept those alive, and then just get Infestors out, the next fight would have been so much better for him.
Yeah,
Either Infestors or Vipers, one of that.
But Vipers would have been amazing.
Yeah, they would have
the
been.
Colossi.
Yeah, right.
This happened to me in my last game. I had, well, a quite good position, but then like Vipers came and it was over.
So as it was, you know, he did not have that much gas banked up, and he had to remake those Corruptors just to have a chance of staying alive. And
that was a mistake, definitely.
You know, losing those Corruptors, that was a big deal, actually. Without that, if he still had those 18 or 20 Corruptors or so, and the remaining gas he could pump into Zerglings, Infestors, or similar, then I think he would have been in a better position, and he could play this out a little bit better. But as it was, basically most of the things he was doing were playing right into the cards of the Protoss, so he had no problem whatsoever with that composition.
I liked how he focused the Colossi with the Corruptors, but still it wasn't enough to just leave them there and then, you know, by the Void Rays they're just taken out. It wasn't really so much worth it, since he lost so much.
Yeah, he did. So, oh, wait a minute. It's not this replay I want to be watching. So, that was game number 1, guys. Hope you're enjoying watching the show so far, because we do have our first guest today. If you have not noticed by the sweet voice that is coming out of your speakers into your ears, it's of course Wolf. You can follow her on Twitter at SC2Wolf. Also, you can start checking out her YouTube, wink wink, because she will be uploading more videos, right?
Yeah.
And it's youtube.com/SC2Wolf. Right, the next game is going to be a TVP. We have 2 of those actually here today, so let's cast the longer one first. It's going to be Davathor versus Sid. Of course, Davathor, one of the old timers and long timers of this stream, a long time fan. So let's see how well or how bad he did lately, because he has not been playing for a decent amount of time, and he was always boasting that he's really, really good and he's got the superior builds to everybody else. So now we have a chance to see if that was just him boasting or if he's really that good.
Yeah, I think I learned quite a lot from the last match, to be honest. I really like the composition of the Protoss army. I should go for Void Race more often.
You should. Like MC would said, Vudreimba, Vudrezoimba. That's what he would have said, I'm sure. Of course, since it's MC, you know, MC thinks everything is imbas. So, no big surprise there. Would you care to introduce the players?
I will start with the Protoss in this game. On the bottom, in the bottom right corner, it's Davathor or something.
Yeah,
Davathor. All right, I'm so bad at pronouncing names. Yep, he's the red Protoss. And so, would you mind introducing his opponent?
I wouldn't mind at all. It's going to be the. Is that a dog or a panda?
I think it's a dog.
Yeah, I think it's a dog, a bulldog or something like that. It's going to be the Blue Terran Sid. Now, Sid is of course a drama piece, of course, for those that are actually, you know, that actually paid attention in their literature classes in high school. You should know that Sid is a French drama work. I mean, not a drama work. It's a literature piece from, I think, 18th century. I can't remember too well, because I was one of those lazy students that did not pay attention in the literal classes.
Oh well. We mostly discuss German stuff. German literature classes.
You don't like discussing your own literature? Okay, you made a face.
Depends.
You made a face that says it all. I'm not. It's
Well, it
too.
really depends. It really depends.
All right.
But most
So,
of it is so depressing.
so who's your favorite your favorite writer?
Mo- In
Okay,
general or German?
yeah, in German. That was, guys. I'm not sure. You can't see Wolf's face right now, but that was the face saying, "Do I really have to?"
I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay.
Not so many German writers I know. I don't really know where they're from actually. I think one I don't know where they're from. But maybe we should talk about the game to get away from my not knowing people concerning literature and writers and whatever. I'm so bad at this.
Hmm.
So what we see here is the gate opening, I guess, from the Protoss.
Yeah, which is really strange. Usually you only see this when you want to be going for some kind of a blink play or something like that.
Which is not, well, it's not so amazing on this map. There would be maps where it's
Oh yeah.
really good, and this one is, in my opinion, it's not one of them.
Well, there is only one place you can actually abuse to the max with the blink, and that's this position to the right of the Terran ramp between his main base, the high cliff, and the low ground where his potential third can be. Because notice the long walking distance from his natural base all the way to the right side of his main. If you can kind of like position your stalkers there and abuse the cliff there, then you could cause a lot of problems for the Terran. But as it is, Davithor, he's just going to go with a little bit of a poke with 3 Stokers and a Mothership Core. Is he absolutely sure that this is not a PvP?
I don't know. I think he really tries to go for some early aggression or some. Well, I don't think it's proxy something because his probe is running away again. But this pylon is so early. I never place a pylon that early, so close to my opponent's base.
Well, he's
I don't.
going to have 5 Stalkers total with this, and 2 gateways worth of reinforcement. And by the looks of it, this is designed to be a pressure build behind which Davithor will try to take an expansion. He already has the pylon on the low ground. No tech coming out of him just yet, which is a little bit odd. There are
Well, yeah, I was afraid that this was coming. I hate Widow Mine so much.
Well, you know, the thing about Widow Mines is that, you know, they only fire once per 40 seconds. So that one Widow Mine did go off, and now Davithor has 40 seconds to snipe supply depots.
Yeah,
Has to
but
be careful though.
oh,
That Widow Mine does not make it in time and goes down.
But there are 2 more, so I hope he
Yeah,
realized this.
Look at the range. He's just out of range with those Stalkers.
Yeah.
If he moves any closer, though, okay, he's really careful. It seems like he really has the distances in his eyes quite well. He knows just how far he can go with the Stalkers, not being hit by the Widow Mines. And now Sid really wants to get that expansion up and running, so he is getting ready for a Widow Mine drop. But he doesn't really have anything to defend him. He kind of needs to keep those Widow Mines back home.
Yeah. And he's already so far behind because he's supply blocked for quite some while now, and the Protoss is still building up, and he's taking his natural. Yeah, it's so much that's going on. He's going for a robo, which is good because he has an observer then, obviously. So soon he will be able to kill all these Widow Mines too. And we see a drop coming with 2 Widow Mines, but this will take some time to arrive. So if the Protoss is active now and attacking, he might. Oh, he's getting a Widow Mine. This is really good. I'm not sure why he's not moving up the ramp. Maybe he knows that there are 2 Widow Mines just placed.
Yeah, he knows. He does see them with the Mothership Core. He sees the 2 kind of like semi-unburrowed Widow Mines in the ground.
Oh, it's nice that the first observer he's getting out is already like just. The point he's flying to is in the mineral line, and this is just in time for the drop. and he has some things to defend.
Oh
I
my
hope he
god, he's
pulls away the
attacking the
probe.
Widow Mine with the probes. Oh,
Wow.
that was a clutch move. He did have those two
Wow.
stalkers, but at the same time, it was it was a little bit risky.
It
But
was definitely risky.
yeah.
Just imagine he got like the widow mice into the ground. All the probes would have died. Oh,
Oh,
this
is
would
he
have
going
hurt
to
my
actually
heart.
get this medevac? No, I doubt he will.
But he
No.
knows another drop is coming now.
Yeah, he knows. He knows. So he's probably going to warp him more stuff back home instead of at the front lines. No, actually, he's moving out with the rest of his army. Dave, so what are you doing? If you don't warp units back home, your
Oh,
mineral
he
lines
does.
will
He
be
does.
in danger of getting damaged. Oh, he does. Okay, so there are
Yeah.
2 additional stalkers. That's actually quite enough, together with the probes, to ward away any kind of Widow Mine attack. Now, all he has to do is figure out a way how to breach the main range, because so far he's been getting a good advantage for himself, but all he has are stalkers, you know, if...
I
and
wonder why. I wonder why he moves his um, words are missing. The Terran flying his command center so close. I don't know.
I
He would
think
avoid.
I think he wanted to get a little bit of an idea where exactly the army is positioned, because he does have siege tanks. So you know, if the command center is providing vision for those siege tanks to extend their range, which you know, siege tanks are going to help him bust through that contain. David are realizing that probably there are 2 or 3 siege tanks already by now.
Going for mortals, that's good. I like that. But the Terran is floating so many minerals, although he's just on one base.
Well,
He needs to.
there wasn't actually anything he could have spent those minerals on
Yeah,
before.
that's true,
So
but he really needs to build up his economy now, or otherwise he will be so far behind.
I'd say. As it is, though, he's not that far behind as some would think. True, it is 45 probes to 31 SCVs, but we have double mules, so yes, he is behind in terms of absolute worker counts, but it's not a desperate situation for him by any means so far.
Well, check out the map control. The Protoss sees so. I think he saw every drop before it arrived, except the first one. So I like his placement of units, and the pylon is really nice as well. Although he haven't really used it yet so much, but he knows that there's a drop coming to his natural, and he can just kill it off.
Oh, is he going to? He's not going to get the medevac, but he does get the Widow Mine. Very nice presence of mind from Davithor. The crucial thing here is exactly those drops. Every single one has been spotted, and zero, all those drops combined, they did absolutely 0 damage. So you know, Sid has to find a way to damage the economy of Davithor, because Davithor will be getting a 3rd base relatively shortly here. Either that or attacking. It looks like indeed he does want to be getting a 3rd base. So with the Terran player going mech instead of bio, he has to drag the game out a little bit, because the mech army is slower to mass, slower to produce, the upgrades are slower than for the bio. So he's going to be sitting pretty, he's going to be playing defensively. What Davithor needs to do in this position is abuse the immobility of that army, because in time I suspect there will be Hellbats being added into the composition, and you know, Hellbats are very, very beefy. That's where the Protoss army starts having a little bit of problems versus this kind of comp.
Well, I think since Davithor is going for 2 more expansions now, and he knows what the Terran is going for, the Terran doesn't really know what the Protoss is doing. I mean, he tried to do the drops, and he saw some of the Blink Stalkers and stuff, but behind that, he could go for every tech. So this is something he should find out too. With some scans, maybe. I don't know if he used any. Yeah.
Well, he did see quite a lot with those drops already. He did see a part of the army composition. He didn't see any Colossi when he tried to drop the natural hit again, so he knows that probably Colossi is not the way that Davithor is trying to go. He did see Twilight Council before. Another drop picked off. Oh my goodness. And I think it's partly because Sid keeps sending those drops through the vision of the watchtowers. He is not being precise enough, trying to waypoint the medevacs all the way around. And David
Well,
suddenly is on 4 bases.
yeah, luckily Sid tries to get some more map vision now as well. He got one of the watchtowers, and I hope he's going for another one as well. I would just like to see some more action. I mean, he is behind and he can't do too much. He needs to defend just in case the Protoss is coming, but, well, the Protoss is 1 base ahead now. Oh, okay. Sid is expanding as well just now.
Yeah, he expanded 2 times in a row relatively quickly. I can't say I blame him. Frankly, he needs to be doing this. And we have the first Hellbats being produced out of the factory right now. He's even getting transformation service so that he can change Hellbats into Hellions and back without any issue.
What do you think? Could the Protoss like have attacked more and just going for more aggression? Because
no, I don't
he was
think so.
ahead, but the tanks were quite strong.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. So, I mean, I don't think the answer for Dave lies in trying to be overly aggressive. I think the answer for him is in denying bases or slowing down expansions for Sid as much as possible, and securing himself a very big economy. Because when a battle happens and he engages just a little bit poorly, he will have to reproduce his army very, very, very fast. Versus the mech army. You know, mech army, when it gets large, big in numbers, with Thors, tanks, Hellbats, and all that stuff, that's really a lot of hit points. It's like hit points per supply. It's really a lot, and the only thing that David Thor is fortunate enough at this time is that he's hugely ahead in upgrades. If the upgrades were a little bit more even, if a fight happens, he would not walk out of that very comfortably. So I think he needs to just secure a solid 4-base economy and then try to exchange units.
I think we
count on the fact that he can repopulate quicker than
this looks like an engagement is going to happen.
It does.
Oh, I don't like how the Stalkers are going in alone. I really don't like it.
So they can retreat.
Yeah, but still a lot's going down.
Oh, look at the number of Immortals and the storms available for David Thor.
Oh, this is so amazing. These Immortals are so strong. I love them.
Yes, they are, and they go down very, very slowly. The storms are hitting all the tanks, not enough buffer for them here. But look at this, the Immortals are almost down. I think David Thor will hold here, but if he does, it will be very, very, very barely so.
Yeah, both are losing quite a lot.
And look at the production tab. Nothing was in production the whole time for the Terran, nor for the Protoss. I'm actually quite surprised that Dave isn't repopulating his army as quickly as he can. There goes another big warping of High Templars. Of course, Storms, Archons, a lot of Zealots and Immortals are the key to defeating such an army. One crucial thing I would like to point out is that that was not the best position for the Terran to engage in. I mean, ideally, he wanted to engage the Protoss army either with the Protoss units going through a visibility blocker, so that they couldn't actually target the tanks unless they were behind the bushes, or going through a choke point. Neither happened.
Oh look, there's a warp in the 4th base.
Oh, and Sid scanning already just in case it's DTs being warped in, but they are not. And well, there's just not enough Hellions and Hellbats to deal with this, and quite a lot of SCVs will go down.
Yeah, that's a good thing to do for
4 SCVs going down, but behind this, David Thor is just getting a 5th base and just trying to maintain his economic lead. He knows this is the most pivotal thing that will secure him a win here.
Yes, Sid tried to go for 5th base as well, but this was just denied with a little drop warp-in thingy that just happened. And yeah, like David Thor has a lot of gates, but not transformed into warp gate yet. I would like to see that happening pretty soon.
Yeah, he did build quite a lot of gates at the natural, 8 of them to be quite exact. He just has so much money because he's near max. He doesn't need to build anything at this point, so he's just letting his bank accumulate. And, you know, like I said, the upgrades are starting to even out a little bit on the Terran side. He's still behind in upgrades, very much so, but the longer the game goes on, the better trades Sid will be able to do against Davitor. The one thing I dislike, though, I dislike it very much here. He has a good tank count. That is good, but I would really prefer the composition to be a little bit more Hellbat Hellion. Because the tanks are going to do the damage, but only as long as you can't kill the tanks. So he needs some kind of a meat shield for them, some kind of a buffer, and the Hellions and the Hellbats are the perfect buffer against Zealots for that. Without those units, the Protoss army just closes the distance really quickly, storms all the tanks to oblivion, and the Immortals finish up.
Yeah, our Protoss is moving out right now. I think he's checking for fifth base. And, yeah, the Terran sees that coming because of his map vision at this point. I like seeing that. And he's moving out as well, trying to place his tanks, I guess. Yeah, every tank is sieged now. And if the Protoss engages, this will hurt him a lot, in my opinion. It's so much that the Terran just has.
Yeah, if the tanks were spread out a little bit more, it would be better for the Terran. But at the same time, Davitor engaging not from the best angle, going down the ramp only from one angle, and now the second part of his army going in. The left flank has been almost entirely annihilated. Only a couple of Immortals remaining there, but there go the Storms. If he can push through this, he will win this game right here and now.
Yeah, the thing is, that's what you said. The tanks were all placed at one point of the map and not really spread out.
But look at this! Sid actually cleans this up.
Yeah, I don't want to know at which price, but yeah.
We can take a look. It's 20,000 resources lost compared to 12,030, 300.
They both float a lot of minerals right now as well, so this looks like a really, really long game.
Yeah, and this will definitely drag on.
Sid can't place down his command center because of the army, and I hope he pulls it away right now. I don't want to
probably
see that
he won't save that.
Nope.
And look at this, Davitor even taking expansions on Sid's side of the map. So
yeah, but Sid sees that and is acting. That is pretty good. But right now the Protoss has the chance to engage again because nothing is really there to protect the base.
Oh, and actually, if Davitor... Okay, he would not have been able to push up the ramp, most likely. So he's just going to go and try to save his base. Stalkers trying to blink into the tanks, but look at this, there are Hellbats with them. Still, when this left flank comes in, these tanks will die. Yeah. And there is no gas in the bank for the turn player. He will not be able to remake these tanks for quite some time as he's running out of gas across his mining bases.
Yes, this is not a good thing. There's also barracks just floating around the air. Well,
he should really... This is what I said at the start. Look how much minerals he's got.
But no gas.
Yeah. But no gas. That's because he's overproducing tanks. If he had 2 or 3 more factories or different ratio in his army, way more Hellbats, he would be able to take much more favorable trades in fights versus the Protoss. Sid trying to use small pockets of Hellions, small groups of Hellions out on the map, trying to control the number of expansions that Davitor has. But Davitor going for another engagement. Nice surround with the Zealots and the Archons. And
Sid can't defend that.
Yeah, this is going to be game. The army sizes. I mean, Davitor is 200 still. Sid down to 80 supply and dropping rapidly.
I think this is GG. This is so much of the Protoss army. Those 2 Hellions out on the field can't do much about that. Well, yeah. They're also taken up by the cannons and 1 zealot, so yeah, GG.
So guys, let this be a lesson to all of you Terrans out there. This is a guide to meching how not to play mechanical composition in TVP.
Wow. This was impressive. It was a really long game.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I said already, I think I said it a few times, but it's so important to me, this whole map vision thing. I really don't like... I mean, the Terran tried to do drops, but they were denied every time. He did 0 damage, and he should have just maybe go out and kill some of the units out on the field of the Protoss, since that would have helped him denying the map vision for the Protoss and getting some himself. So he might have been able to do some drops then, but yeah, this is sad.
It is. So let me just check on the chat. Couple of guys were actually suggesting adding ghosts into the composition. Yes, with EMP, this army becomes substantially more powerful because suddenly you have 2 AoE units versus the Protoss army. One is the EMP, the ghost. He can just take away most of the shields, except the Archon. But you don't really need to take shields away from the Archon. What you need to take shields away from are the Immortals, so that you can bring them down faster. And you know, the second unit dealing AoE damage, of course, are the siege tanks themselves. I really just think that, you know, even the Terran being behind on upgrades, if he had more Hellbats in that, or Hellions, you know, they're faster. They protect the siege tanks so that they can actually do the damage. It would have been a little bit different.
What is actually good against Hellbats?
A lot of stuff. Like
Tell me something, because I'm always...
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. You gotta have a lot of stuff.
Oh, you mean... Oh, all right.
As a pro. No, generally, when you storms are really nice versus them because they can't stim and they are reasonably slow. So if you get a good storm off, it's not like a bio that just can, you know,
melt away.
Yeah, it either melts away, but it also, while it's stimmed, it's really fast and mobile. So you storm and, you know, the bio army can just dodge half the damage of the storm until it dissipates. Hellbats are not able to do this. They're not able to do this. So Storm obviously very good, a lot of Immortals very good, mass charge lots, and you have to have an upgrade advantage if you want to be taking favorable fights. And then if the game goes on and on and on, and you see, for example, Thors being added on, or a lot of Vikings, transitioning into Skytals before there is a significant air presence by the Terran can work out. It doesn't have to, but it can work out because Thors are a little bit slow to produce, and you have Chrono Boost, which you can use on the Stargate. So if you get a lot of Void Rays, couple of Tempests, you know, it can be good. The problem with that is getting the air upgrades for your units in time, because without those upgrades, that army is not going to be entirely at all efficient.
Yeah, I always have my problems against Hellbats. I don't know.
It is because they have a lot of hit points. They're relatively accessible.
Yeah, I think they're so strong. Every time I'm attacking, I think, oh, my army's so much bigger, and then I'm going for an engagement.
And they just don't die, right? They don't die!
Like, everything is melting in flames, and I'm just like, what's going on?
Yeah.
What is going on? Oh, it's horrible.
I mean, Davithor did the right thing, of course. He secured an economy advantage versus a meching Terran, and that's, you know, one of the conditions you gotta have in order to win these games.
Oh well. So, the third game now.
Final game of the evening.
Yeah, PBT again.
It's going to be our dear Gwynblade versus our dear Raindead. Is Raindead actually watching?
I don't know.
Raindead, where are you? Raindead is watching!
Awesome. So we get both players watching, right?
Yeah, both players are watching, so let's see who wins this one. And while we are jumping into the replay, guys, if you pay attention to the top right corner of the screen, you can see an announcement. Tomorrow is the day where we play the Followers Tournament number 8. Pewee will be co-casting this one with me. It's for $108 in prize pool. You still have a chance to sign up. Sign-ups are going to be closed today at midnight. So that means you still have about 3 hours, I think. 3 hours. Okay, jumping into the replay. In the top left, we have the Red Terran, the Master of Disaster, Gwynblade.
Alright, in the bottom right corner we have Raindead, his opponent, the Orange Protoss. What language is this?
This
I
is
understand SCV.
this is Czech language. He says you scouted my immortal, and I'm thinking like WTF. Where did that SCV come from? There has to have been a hole.
I have no clue. I don't understand a word of that.
Yeah, it's a really me neither. To be quite frank, that's probably some kind of their internal team lingo that they have developed for practice purposes. Because
Marine SCV all in.
yeah, Marine SCV all in
Doesn't work, I
doesn't.
think.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah,
You're a
I'm
linguist.
so good.
You actually translated that exactly
Oh,
correctly.
cool.
Coolio. So Terran going with a 12 gas, which kind of suggests to me that he either is going for a very fast factory or a reproping. Both are possible, to be quite honest. And Raindead is doing something very interesting as well. He's taking double gas on 15, or more like 15 and 16.
Yeah. This language is killing me.
Just ignore it.
Oh well. So we can't really say that this is so standard.
Oh, this is... I have to say that as far as the Protoss things go, it's not standard at all, unless you're going for a one-base timing, or you know, a tech, some sort of tech into an expansion. It could be a DT expansion, not gonna lie, but that is quite risky to do, especially when you have not scouted at all. But at the same time, most DT expansions don't scout at all, now that I think about it.
Oh well. I don't scout against Terran anymore as well. Not so early, at least. Later on a bit, yeah. But I heard DTs are not so all in anymore.
No, they're not, but you have to be smart about it.
Oh, a probe
wow.
dies.
Raindead not even caring about his probes. 2 probes dying to a single Reaper. Wow. Raindead, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself.
So,
admittedly, I would lose 3 probes, but that's me.
the Terran's going for an expansion now. So, yeah, the Protoss is doing the same, just expanding. I'm still wondering what these gases are for.
Yeah, he wasn't getting any. He's not getting any tech. Okay, now we see the Twilight Council. So
yeah, probably DTs then.
Could be DTs and could be Blink. Now I know it looks like I have seen this replay. Trust me, I have not.
I say he's going for DTs. For Blink,
I think it's a little bit too late for Blink. I mean, you really want to get that Blink as fast as possible, and with the research time increased in Heart of the Swarmants.
And don't you have more gates, sort of, when you're going for Blink? I mean, just one gate in Blink.
Yeah, that's true as well. And there's the Dark Shrine. So he's probably going to be adding on gates as the Dark Shrine is building it. But this Reaper can very well scout it.
But he won't.
Oh, he denies the scout. Clap, 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 Raindead. Very nicely done.
Good.
I actually would be surprised if Matt would not scan at this point, because he's got 0 intel. I mean, he knows there were 2 gases, so, you know, he could build missile turrets at around 7:30, 8 minutes, just to be safe versus both Oracles and DTs. Because since there is no attack coming, it probably is not going to be a sentry gateway on.
I really don't know what to expect now. I think I never know. Well, I barely go for DTs. It happens once in a year or something, but I feel like you can't really decide what you're going for before, or you can't see it as observer, because I always decide, well, if it fails, I'm going for that, and if it works, it works. I probably won or something. I don't know, but that's why I can't say much about what's going on. I just see that there's no Stargate, so we're going to see something with Robo and not with a completely different follow-up then. I'm just interested in how these Dark Templars are going to work. We see the first one warped in right now.
Yeah, and another interesting thing, we also have a War Prism on the way, so maybe Raindead is trying to hit 2 locations at the same time without having his second group of DTs having to walk through the natural expansion. But there are missile turrets in both the mineral lines, so it's now going to come down. He can still hide those DTs away, he can still try to snipe off add-ons. Keep in mind the stim is not finished. If he can manage to get those DTs to that tech lab with the War Prism that is on the way to pick them up, before that finishes, that's going to almost win the game for him, right here and now. But
he won't manage to deny it. It's too late. He can't
I
get
think
it.
he still can. If he picks up the DTs right now, he can still kill it.
Go!
Raindead, god damn it! What?
Oh,
why are you so lazy?
Oh.
Oh no, he's not gonna get it. He doesn't know where it is.
He doesn't know that there's a send.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The stim is finishing. Oh, stim is done. Oh, Raindead. God damn you. But he is going to get quite a lot of SCVs. Very smartly leaving 1 DT inside the War Prism.
So he sees how much army there is right now. At least a part of it. Did he see the Widow Mine? Is the question.
I don't know if he did.
Well, I think he didn't, but I'm not 100% sure. So, Raindead is going again for the drop.
As the Terran army is moving out, so that's actually smart. But this War Prism will get picked up. No, he didn't even see it.
Didn't?
He didn't see it.
Oh, so close. And now he sees it coming. But the sensor tower is...
Yeah, the missile turret is in a completely wrong position, but is providing detection for these Marines. The War Prism will go down here. Very nicely done there by Gwynblade, keeping a sizable force back home. And now with the... This is actually a very good combination for DT defense. A Widow Mine and a missile turret. I have never thought about that way, but I really think that it is quite innovative of Gwynblade to be using those units in such a combination.
I said sensor tower, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
The Terran is going for another
Storm!
Oh, it does so much damage.
Another
the whole
nice
army
one.
gets cleared off.
Yeah, nice defense by Raindead. He's getting +1/+1 as well, so he's going to be on par actually with the Terran upgrades. And Gwynblade says, "Go to hell! Who the fuck has storms that fast?"
Yeah, that's true, but I mean, he scouted. He scouted the 2 gases, so.
And he did see the DTs, so the natural follow-up to that is, of course, Templars. Oh, this Widow Mine and this Marine not denying the expansion. What?
Yeah, I think he will just wait for it.
Like, how often do you see 2 units in such a position that you can fit a nexus between them? But, you know, that Widow Mine it functions like a baneling. It can go off if the probe goes through its radius right now, and that will be a big tell to... Oh, are you kidding me?
No.
Okay.
Oh, it's dead.
So now he knows. Now he knows.
And, a drop is coming in the main, but he can't really do anything.
Oh, he can go around it. High Templar is being warped in, but not going to get that mana back.
Why did he warp in a Templar?
He wanted to feed back the meta back.
Oh well, but one Templar alone doesn't...
Yeah, it doesn't kill it. Doesn't kill it. He would need Stalkers as well. But right now, look at Gwynblade. He's pulling Raindead every which way. To the left, to the right, sniping pylons, doing damage. He's going to load up here in a moment and go away. And Raindead, he has to defend 3 bases, not just 2, 3 bases at the same time. And he did not clean up that Widow Mine at the 3rd base, so as soon as he transfers probes, he's going to lose some.
I don't want to see that now. May I close my eyes, please?
Well, he's not transferring
This wasn't too bad. This wasn't
okay, now he's transferring. Now he's transferring probes. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Jeez.
The Widow Mine is not in the center. That's the only... Oh, it now goes off. It should alert the Rain Dad that the Widow Mine is there. So he should send a Stalker and a observer there to clean that up, or at least
I'm
build a
not sure
cannon
if you
somewhere.
realized.
I think he noticed because he did transfer all of his workers onto the assimilator. He's not mining from the minerals just yet, and I think that is on purpose.
Alright. Well,
Knight will get like 3 kills. Bam.
this Widow Mine does so much damage.
Yeah, it's so worth it for Gwynblade to keep that there. Nice thinking, I have to
Oh,
say.
he's keeping him so busy with all the drops and the Widow Mines that he can actually take his third base and move out.
Yeah, trying to defend with a DT against a drop in the main base, not working out so well. And, you know, Gwynblade just using this as a decoy, forcing Rainded to move his army away from the third base, which is going to go down very quickly here.
Yeah, and more probes got killed as well, and yeah, third base is just killed off. And this Widow...
Oh, that Widow Mine finally being taken out.
Yeah.
That was...
Finally.
That was getting on my nerves right there, I have to tell you.
But the Protoss is supply block right now, and I think he's so stressed about all the drops, and again, there's a drop going on in his main.
And a couple of DTs being warped in, but Gwynblade controlling his army very well, trying to snipe those off as fast as he can. He will lose the remainder of this army right now, but should be able to save, as I said. It goes down the medevac. So
Well, I still think it was worth it.
It was, definitely it was. I mean, those 2 medevacs worth of units have done so much work in the past 5 minutes. It allowed Gwynblade to secure a third very... you know, safely. It allowed him to snipe the third Nexus, which Rainded is trying to get up once again. Also, he's trying to transition into Colossi, away from the Templar tech. And Gwynblade, interestingly enough, he's adding Ghosts and Hellbats into his bio composition. Now, Hellbats have a limited synergy with the bio, because they don't have Stimpack, but they do have a lot of hit points, and they can be healed because they're biological. And behind this, he's getting a whole lot of barracks and a 4th command center. Does actually Rainded know about that this is coming up? No, he does not.
Well, the Protoss is ahead on upgrades, but the army is so much smaller, and if the Terran actually engages right now and gets like his ghost in a good position and his whole army in a good position, I think, yeah, it's pretty difficult for Rainer to defend.
I think he's going for the same trick he used before. He kind of reckons that the third should be up by now if Rainded ever tried to rebuild that, so he's going to go for a double-pronged attack yet again, and I don't think Rainded has a big enough army to respond to that. But look at this, he's not moving into the main, he's moving into the third base. He's not falling for the same trick twice, but unfortunately, I spoke too soon. The third base goes down yet again, and the drop in the main is still alive. That Colossus with those couple of Templars on the low ground not caring one bit. Look at Gwynblade's micro, even repositioning with the medevacs to try to kill more probes, while Rainded's army is pursuing Gwynblade's forces in the center of the map.
Yeah, and everything is just... in his main is still... the few Marines kill off so much. Yeah, it's GG. He couldn't really come back into that game.
I have to say it was really nicely played by Gwynblade.
Yeah, it was really good. At first I was not so sure because, yeah, I didn't see that much happening, but it was, I think the Protoss went for wrong, not wrong, but ineffective opening in this case, because the missile turrets, yeah, I'm not getting this wrong this time, well, they were placed in really good positions for the Terran, so the Dark Templar didn't do any damage, and as we said, he couldn't delay the stim, he couldn't, all he did, it was not really effective. And then the Terran just managed, I don't know, to stress him so much. I know that feeling, I hate drops.
I think a lot of Protoss are having problems with this. You know, staying on 2 bases, that's a thing you can manage as a Protoss. But if you ever want to be, playing a longer macro game versus a Terran that is playing standard, the most dangerous time for a Protoss player is when you take your third base and you don't yet have those 9 gates up and you don't yet have Storm. You know, you don't have enough production behind it, because that's a point in time where Terran is very effective with double medevac drops, and he can keep dropping every single one of your bases without losing that army. That army has a lot of longevity unless he gets caught off by a prepared Blinkstalker trap or a feedback or something like that. Investing into cannons at that point is kind of waste of resources, but at the same time you gotta defend all your 3 bases till such a point in time that you safely get the third base economy up, you get those additional 3 or 4 gateways, and then you can start adding on cannons. But until that point, you are really like trembling, your knees are shaking, and you're like, please, please don't lose the game now. Don't lose the game now. If I can get to the late game, I will win. I know it, because my army's fucking imba.
Yeah, but Storm was done pretty early, but still these drops and this attacking at third at the same time, the Protoss just, his army was in one place basically, and the warp never was enough. So everything he warped in got destroyed, and this wasn't worth it. So he lost so much with that. Just, I'm not sure what I would have done in that position, because, well, splitting your army and getting like less than a half, defending your main and like killing off the drop.
Yeah.
And it would have been not good, because then the Terran would have engaged and killed the rest of your army, still being at your natural or your third. I think it was just the Terran had so much more army. Because
yeah, he did. His army was like 30 or 40% larger than the Protoss.
Because the Protoss was going for tech in the beginning, and this wasn't worth it because he did no damage. If he would have done damage, he would have delayed a lot.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he literally killed 0 SCVs with that DT opening. So, you know...
He was just behind because he failed.
But not to take anything from Gwynblade, I think he, his game sense was working very nicely there. He didn't see any gateway attack at the front against the bunkers, so he just... And he did see the Twilight Council before, so he did assume that, hey, he's got gases, he's not making sentries, that gas has to be going somewhere, so the only 2 other possible options are, Stargate, DTs, or very fast Colossi. I can defend versus Colossi just fine. I've been doing that throughout Wings of Liberty the whole time, right? So let me just build a missile turret in my main and my natural, and I'm going to be completely fine. And then, leaving... a small contingent of defensive units back in the main, that's actually what saved him there. If he would have taken all of his army and tried to attack the natural of the Protoss, then those DTs would have done tremendous amounts of damage in the main, and the game would have looked entirely different.
Yeah, but I think, this was so intelligent. Like, scouting was so important, and then like leaving some of your army at home, and just he defended so well. It was so unlucky for the Protoss that he actually scouted the 2 gases and expected something like Dark Templars.
Yeah.
Or it was just lucky for the Terran to think, oh, maybe he's going for Dark Templars. I don't know what they thought. But still, it was well played by the Terran, and it would have been well played by the Protoss as well, but the scouting thing in the beginning was just bad for him, I guess.
Yeah, that was one of the things that did not go very well for him. Alright, so this wraps up the show. 3 replays are done. 3 games have been casted. Thank you very much for coming on to the show. Appreciate it. Always nice to hear your voice. And look how many viewers we got. All it takes is saying, hey, Wolf's gonna be casting it. Everybody's like, BelleNOiRtv! Running to their screens so that they are on time. So, very, very nice to have you. Been my pleasure.
It was nice to cast with you again.
Alright, guys, if you like Wolf's voice, which I'm sure you do, and of course, anytime she'll be on the show, I will be the ugly one. Usually, I'm the handsomest person on the stream, because I'm the only person on the stream, but, whenever there's Wolf here, I'm gonna be the ugly one, and she's going to be the gorgeous one. So, if you like the sound of her voice, you can follow her on Twitter at SC2Wolf. She's an admin for scvrush.com. And she will also upload many more YouTube videos to her YouTube channel, which is again youtube.com/sc2wolf. So go ahead and do that. And of course, you see my social media on this on the screen, so you can follow those as well if you want to. And before we close the show and say our goodbyes, I would just like to remind you guys that if you do have a 1v1 replay, Master versus Master, approximately 20 minutes long, plus minus 10 minutes, that you would like me or me plus optionally another guest or Wolf to cast on the show, send it to BelleNOir@sesnam.cz with the title Cast My Game, include a short description, including your player name and roughly what happened in the game, and it might get picked to be casted. PS, I'm running out of replays, do it! Seriously. A second reminder, tomorrow, 4 p.m. CEST, BelleNOir Followers Tournament number 8 for over $100, 16 players, 4 to 5 hours of entertainment for you. Gonna be co-casting that one with Pewee over from the Insomnia in the UK. Gonna be awesome, so stay tuned for that. And do you have any shoutouts, any news, what you're gonna be doing in the upcoming weeks?
Well, since I have to cast some of the replays for the Dutch StarCraft League as well, I'm doing that with Yahweh, another caster I know. So I don't really have any plans, but feel free to tweet me and just tell me something to do, and we'll see if I can do it. So I'm always open for suggestions and just whatever. Go for it, and we'll have a look.
All right. I forgot asking if you are all right because you look a little queasy.
A little what?
I don't know what that means. I think he's trying to insult you.
What? Queasy? What does it mean?
I have no idea.
Who said that?
I forgot. It's not that I forgot, it's his name.
Of what?
It's I forgot 63. He's got purple color.
I will find you.
Oh, the wolf is on the hunt. Now you blew it, I forgot. You're gonna get killed. No Lara Croft surviving the wolf attack here. She'll get you. Look at those teeth.
I forgot. There we go.
Oh, apparently it means you're a little bit light-headed. Queasy means light-headed. Like,
does this mean my hair color?
No, it means like the state of mind you have when you smoke pot, or when you drink a little bit.
Oh, just because I wasn't saying anything, just staring and being beautiful right here.
Yeah, that's what she was doing. That
Come
was she
on!
was.
How
like,
could you not see that?
Have some appreciation, man. All right, so so a wolf definitely not being lightheaded. Alright, so gonna wrap this up before this gets out of hand. Once again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Wolf, for coming on the show. And we'll see you guys next time, which will be tomorrow on the tournament. And then Monday in the next Cast My Game show. And until that point, you guys stay safe. Good luck, have fun. And remember to storm first and ask questions later. Bye-bye!
Bye!